The blockbuster trade that sends Karl Anthony Towns to the New York Knicks is officially official. And a second part of that deal is the New York Knicks are acquiring second-year big man James Nnaji from the Charlotte Hornets. We've got an in-depth breakdown coming up on Nnaji. We know exactly who is on the roster now for the New York Knicks. So a scouting report and a deep dive into the roster and a quick little recap of this trade. Major shout out to everybody involved in the New York Knicks front office. Brock Aller, my man, you continue to pull off the impossible. The New York Knicks, they're receiving Karl Anthony Towns as well as James Nnaji, whereas the Minnesota Timberwolves are getting Julius Randle, Donte DiVincenzo, Keita Bates-Diop, as well as the first-round pick that was owned by the Knicks that comes from the Detroit Pistons. That is protected in the first round. And the Charlotte Hornets, they're receiving the trash from the New York Knicks. Daquan Jeffries, Charlie Brown Jr., Dwayne Washington, 2025, 2026, 2031 second-round picks coming from both the Timberwolves and the Knicks, and also $7.2 million in cash considerations. This trade, honestly, is amazing. Not so much it is amazing for the Knicks getting the best player in the deal, but also just the financials and the fact that they ironed out all the details so quickly. I'm ready. First preseason game this Sunday. If you're ready for the Knicks season to start, like this video right now. Yo, what's up, everybody? You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. It has been a crazy couple of days here on the channel reacting to the trade, and we've talked a lot of Karl Anthony Towns, and we will continue to do that. But I want to spend some time on James Nnaji, who is also going to be joining this team. A lot of questions of, is he going to be playing for the Knicks? Is he going to be playing overseas? Let's try to put some paint and color to this picture. He was the 31st overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft. He's 20 years old, and I want to bring on my guy, Jeffrey Cooperstein, who all the Knicks Now real ones to know. He is the head of international hoops here at Chat Sports. Coop, what's the deal with Nnaji? Are we going to see him with the Knicks this year, and why was he playing overseas in his rookie season?
So he was playing for Barcelona last year, and this year he is playing for Girona on loan from Barcelona. So technically he's still under contract with Barcelona. They just gave him to Girona for the season. If I had to guess right now, I still think he's over in Europe. Obviously had the back surgery over the summer as well, so who knows if he's even going to be healthy to start the year. But my guess as of right now, he stays in Europe this season.
So he's going to stay in Europe, but the Knicks will own his rights, I guess, if you want to call it that.
The Knicks will own his rights.
So for the next couple of years, he will be owned by the New York Knicks. I hate saying that, but he is a part of this organization. This is a long-term play. Look, it's also a part of the deal where you just have to throw it in to make it all work. But look, you're getting a guy who's 20 years old, plays a position of need, has legit NBA size. Some people say he's a true 7-footer now that he's grown a couple of inches, as he is just 20 years old. And you're getting a guy that, in my opinion, is a Tom Thibodeau type of center. Defensive-minded, athletic, likes to crash the glass, and he plays extremely hard. Whether he's on the Knicks this year or not, we do not know. Coop does not think so, and I'm going to side with him on that one. But maybe next year or the year after, when he's 21 or 22, the Knicks can add him to this roster. You at least got a developmental center. Sam Vecini, who covers the NBA as well as the NBA draft for The Athletic, he wrote this up, and I thought it was pretty interesting, saying the new front office in Charlotte. There's a new front office in Charlotte, so this is not the group that is as well connected to James Nnaji as that previous front office. They did not have a great post-draft year. Nnaji dealt with injuries, then had back surgery over the summer, but he does think he is a Tom Thibodeau-style rim runner, offensive rebounder. He plays hard. He's a drop big. He fits the scheme, but has a ways to go. Also, Kevin O'Connor, who used to work for The Ringer, excuse me. He had a draft guide, and this is kind of just his scouting report on him. A long-armed big man who's built like a tank and has the mentality to dominate on both ends of the paint. He credits his shot blocking, on-ball defense, interior scoring, and rebounding. Some pluses defensively, alters everything around the basket. He can thrive as a drop defender, and his skills translate into help situations. He's aware when defending off the ball and does a great job of timing blocks using either hand. It's not uncommon for him to rocket off the floor with swats. Plays as strong as he looks. He battles on the post and fights relentlessly for rebounds, whether he boxes out or repositions himself to follow the trajectory of the ball. Good defender in space. He can slide his feet laterally to stick with guards coming off screens or handoffs. If he needs to switch, he's more than capable. Sets strong fundamental screens with a wide frame, making it hard for opponents to fight through. He rolls hard and can lob. So minuses. He hasn't played heavy minutes for Barcelona since he's a teenager playing in the EuroLeague and Spanish League. He commits avoidable mistakes, whether it's making off-target passes or being called for moving screen. Hackable free throw shooter who shoots around 50%. So you're getting a guy that still has a long way to develop, but someone that can definitely be a guy that maybe is a part of a rotation on a winning basketball team. Coop, he didn't play much last year at Barcelona. We saw some good things. 2 different leagues. Just explain this to everybody if you could.
Yeah, so Liga ACB is the Spanish league, so they're only playing against teams from Spain, and then the EuroLeague is the best of the best. It's the teams from Greece, the teams from Serbia. It's all of the best teams in Europe. EuroLeague is the more prestigious and considered the second best league in the world. However, the Spanish league is the second best domestic league in the world next to the NBA.
So he didn't play much, not much production, but you see what he's going to do. He's going to rebound the basketball. He's going to protect the rim. He's a high field goal percentage guy. Doesn't really score outside the paint. Again, has some potential as he was the first overall pick of the second round of the 2023 NBA draft. And another scouting report here on Nnaji saying Nnaji has immense athletic tools and has all sorts of potential. He's a real rim protector and is a terrific catch and finish athlete with a huge catch radius and the ability to high point the basketball. He's also not a bad mover in space, and with some technical improvements, he could have a chance to hold his own out there. The issue, as mentioned, is his rawness. In a skill-oriented NBA, he has a long way to go to hit baseline level on some of these skill sets required to get on the court. Having said that, unlike some positions with players who have limited statistical credentials or not on-court success, there is a track record of centers with plus positional size, length, and athleticism figuring it out and making it when being picked beyond pick number 25. So we've seen guys like this improve. He mentions guys like Mitchell Robinson, Clint Capella, Daniel Gafford, and Hassan Whiteside as some rough comps for Mr. James Nnaji. Welcome him to the team, though. James Nnaji, you are a New York Knick. Maybe not this year, but maybe next year, maybe down the line. Show him some love, though. Give me some JNs in the comment section. Coming up next, I just want to quickly run through the roster of the New York Knicks. There's been a lot of shuffling. What's going on with Marcus Morris? Is Chuma Okeke still here? And how are they going to fill out this roster as they are right up against the second apron? But first, make sure you are hooked up with our Knicks Now Real One t-shirts. Go to chatsports.com/realknicks. That's chatsports.com/realknicks. Get your t-shirt today. Blue, black, season's around the corner. Be ready to go. Be swagged out. And let's go Knicks. All righty, Ian Begley. I want to just go through a couple of tweets here. Marcus Morris Sr. declined a camp deal from the New York Knicks earlier this week. So the Knicks, they had to release Chuma Okeke. They had to release Marcus Morris to make this trade go through. Now they want to bring those guys back. But Marcus Morris, he has declined the offer. Marcus Morris Sr. had a strong chance to make the roster if it weren't for the cat trade. He's open to joining another team in camp. Chuma Okeke, though, he is returning to the New York Knicks on a training camp deal after being waived as a part of that cat trade. And I think Okeke's got a shot to make this team. Ian Begley also adds that the New York Knicks will have 12 players on guaranteed deals past Karl Anthony Towns trade with Marcus Morris Sr. and Okeke waived. Landry Shamet's obviously well positioned to make the 15-man roster. Including Shamet, the New York Knicks will have enough money under the second apron to add a rookie at a minimum for the 14th spot. I think it's a lock that Landry Shamet is going to make this team. I went back and watched the interviews from training camp day one where Tom Thibodeau spoke, and he kind of already mentioned him as a part of this team and a part of the rotation and being a guy that's going to come off the bench and provide you with some shooting. We know he can do that, almost 40% from his career. How many minutes, I'm not sure, but he gives you another guy that can hit that long shot. Let's go quickly position by position. Just got to breaking this team down. At that point guard spot, you got 3 guys that I think you'll rely on this year, including Jalen, Brunson, Payne, and Tyler Kolek. At that 2-guard spot, I think Mikal Bridges is going to be the guy that you look at that spot more often than not, with Miles McBride and Landry Shamet coming off the bench. Look, this team's very positionless. I believe there's one lead guard, 3 wings, and then a big, but we'll call them shooting guards and small forwards for now. Josh Hart, he could start at that small forward spot with Pacome, Dadiet, and Chuma Okeke if he makes the team who's on a training camp deal. Then at the power forward spot, I think OG Anunoby is going to start at the 4. Preston Achiuwa is going to play a lot of minutes as well. And then after that, you don't really have anybody. But you could see Josh Hart playing that power forward position. Again, very positionless. You got Jalen Brunson as the lead guard, then OG, Bridges, and Hart all playing that wing position. At center, you got some good depth now. I think Cat will be the starting center on opening night. Mitchell Robinson still working back from that injury. May not be ready to rock and roll until January. Then you're going to have guys like Jericho Sims, James Nnaji, and then potentially a guy like Ariel Hukporti as well playing on the New York Knicks as he is on a 2-way deal. So here is the entire roster. Like Ian Begley mentioned, you have 12 guys on the team right now who have guaranteed deals. Then you got 3 people on 2-way deals with Jacob Toppin, Kevin McCullar, and Ariel Hukporti, with Landry, Shamet, and Chuma Okeke on training camp deals. So this is your team. Unless another trade comes. We never know what Leon Rose is up to. Grade the Knicks roster for me, though. Scale it from 1 to 100. 1 being the worst team in the NBA, 100 being the best team. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you could, please give me a follow on social media. I'm on Twitter, @MarshallGreen_. I'm on Instagram, same handle over there. Hit me up over there. And let's go, Knicks.